Sometimes in life, we feel like a strange visitor from another planet. Now, if you want to have powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men, one of the important factors is to have confidence. Hello again, everybody. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And I'm certain that you're confident that we're going to teach you how to be more confident today. So join Eli and me, as that's what our discussion will entail. Now, the first step towards becoming more confident is to define your purpose. If you're not sure what it is you want to get done, how can you be confident that you're going to do anything? You're like a ship without a rudder. You're out to sea, but you're not going anywhere. Once you have defined in your mind what it is you want to accomplish, your purpose, then and only then can you start to build more and more confidence, because now you know where you're going. Now you're in a position to see beyond, to see a little further, to see beyond the horizon, because you know what it is you want to do. Number two, avoid comparing yourself with other people. You know, it's easy to take a look at other people and say, oh, they're so much good better here, and they do this better, and he's so much more money, and she's prettier than I am. Or, you know what? Stop comparing yourself with other people and focus on becoming the best person that you can be. I have one particular friend who is perhaps the most charismatic person that I know. As a matter of fact, the two most charismatic people that I know, one of them has passed away, but the two most charismatic people that I know just don't have, shall we say, physical beauty per se. You don't look at them and say, wow, he's a really good looking guy. Okay, you don't say that. But you know what? When you're around them, you feel like they're good-looking people, because they make you feel better, because they have that certain charisma, and they're able to take what they have, instead of comparing themselves to somebody winning a beauty contest. What they do is they're taking what it is they have and sharing it with you, and they make you feel like a very important person. They're fun to be around, and it's just, avoid comparing yourself with other people, because when you do that, all you're going to do is be a loser. Just like the gunfighters in the Old West, there was always somebody faster. So if you say, all right, I'm going to meet you at sundown and we're going to draw, there's always somebody faster. It's a lose-lose situation. Always focus on solutions. So many people focus on problems, and they say, we can't do that, it's not in the budget, it's not something that's within our guidelines. Stop saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, and start saying, how can I do this? Let's focus on solutions. People say, I don't have the resources. Well, if you don't have resources, then that means you have to become more resourceful yourself. You have to be creative. You have to envision different ways to accomplish, to get the job done. And we've talked about how it is to be more creative, but how to approach things from a different paradigm, how to look at things from a different angle. These are all the things that people have to do. If you're, and as I've gone over with you before, I had a basketball team that were not good basketball players, but they were pretty good athletes. So what did I do? I took these kids and I said, you know what, we're not going to win by trying to out-basketball these guys, but we are going to try and out-athletic them. We're going to work as athletes, and we're going to make them huff and puff at the end of the game. So be in a position where you're always looking for solutions and not focusing on the problems, which leads me to our fourth one, which is play to your strengths. If you're a good-looking guy, play to that strength. If you're a funny guy, play to that strength. If you're somebody that is a good speaker, or if you're somebody that has a particular mechanical skill, all right, I have a friend that is just unbelievable with cars. Why should he be doing anything else? It comes second nature to him. I mean, it's something that you can learn to do, but whenever there's a problem at the place that he works, you know, they say, you know, if it's an obvious thing, well, this is broken, that's broken, but if they can't figure out what it is, he's the one that they always go to. He's got the mind there. You play to your strengths. That's where you want to go. If you're not good at math, you know, don't become a math teacher. Focus on your strengths, because weaknesses are somebody else's strengths. Learn to have them help you and you help them, and then together you'll both move forward at a faster clip. The next one, I kind of give it to you in a hesitating way, because you're going to take it the wrong way, which is fake it till you make it. You know, if you don't know how to do something, you don't want to have fake confidence. So what do I mean by fake it till you make it? Well, here's the way the mind works. If you repetitively tell yourself something over and over and over again, your mind starts to believe that. So when I say fake it till you make it, you haven't reached a particular goal, but what you want to do is you want to continuously envision that final outcome. See yourself in that position. See yourself with the big house, with the beautiful wife, with the fabulous children, with the big car, with the airplane, on your private island. Am I giving myself away here? I think I am. Anyway, these are the, you know, everybody has their own dreams of what it is that they want. Well, envision that. Make it a part of you. Become that. And when you do, then you're going to have that confidence. And when you have that confidence, it draws people to you. People say, yes, I can do that. Right? Even if you haven't done it, but you still see yourself doing it. Make it real. How do you think the guy that ran the first 4-minute mile accomplished that? Very simple. He saw himself doing it. Other people couldn't see themselves doing it. Oh, the human body can't possibly do that. And then once he did that, other people saw that he did it, and they said, I can do that. And now you see kids in high school running a 4-minute mile. 6, take action. Stop procrastinating and make a move. Do something. Move forward. You don't have to have the entire game plan set in stone. If you watch a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game or whatever, I mean, sometimes a pitcher goes out there and he's going to, you know, I'm going to throw my fastball and my ball's going to move and I'm going to do the curveball and the screwball and the slider, you know, but some days you find when you're out on the mound, you're more in the zone than other days. So you have to make a change. You have to say, you know what? My fastball's not working today. I'm going to have to be more cognizant of changing speeds to keep the batters off balance. Or if you're playing basketball, sometimes, I mean, LeBron James doesn't score 40 points or Steph Curry doesn't score 40 points every game. So what do you say? You say, my purpose is to win the game. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to have to be a better passer. I'm going to have to be a better driver. I'm going to have to play better defense. You have to make adjustments to your game plan, and that's obviously true in life as well. Sometimes things just don't work out. You're going to visit somebody, the bridge is out, what do? You give up, or you say, no, I'm going to have to find another way to get this job done. But you got to get behind the wheel, you got to put your foot on the gas, and you got to take some action. And you got to understand that there are going to be detours, there are going to be potholes, there are going to be issues that are going to come up. That's part of life. It's not going to be green lights all the way, but you must take action. Sitting down doing nothing is never going to get the job done for you. Now, number 7, and like I said, I did some research, and people that know me are going to kind of chuckle at this, but it's important to take pride in your appearance. I'm not particularly well known as a fashionista. As a matter of fact, well, I can't say it any better than that. people are always saying, well, you're doing this, you're doing that, so on and so forth. However, when I'm in business, when I'm doing something, I was and this was very difficult for Eli to believe. Before he was born, I was a three-piece suit guy every day for years and years and years and years. And people that know me now, that never see me essentially wearing a tie or a suit or anything, find that difficult to believe. But believe it or not, one time I was a three-piece suit man. You have to have an appearance that gives off confidence, because if you don't, one of the bad things about people in life is they make judgments right away. One of the stories that I went to a seminar, and this was the guy that how to dress for success. His name is John Malloy, and this was like, I don't know, 30 years ago. And he started off his presentation by pointing out he had two people standing in an area. One guy was standing there wearing real casual, kind of sloppy clothes, and the other guy was all dressed up, to the nines with a suit, nice, very nicely dressed. And he said, the gentleman on the right, the guy that was poorly dressed, is a doctor, and the one on the left works in an office. Which one do you suppose makes more money? Do you know that more people said the guy that worked in the office made more money than the doctor, even though they knew he was a doctor? People make those kind of judgments. So it's kind of an important thing. It's not something that I particularly embrace to the nines myself, to be perfectly candid with you. However, people do make judgments on your appearance. So it's a key element to giving off confidence, because people will have confidence in you. And when you dress nicely, you have more confidence in yourself as well. Focus, number 8, is to focus on the positive. There are too many people out there that when something goes wrong, they're always saying, oh, that's his fault. They have to point a finger. All right? Keep your fingers to yourself. Stop pointing a finger. What you want to do is you want to focus on positive aspects. And even in failure is a positive aspect, because you learn something from it. You all know the story about the invention of the light bulb. No, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways that it wouldn't work. That's the positive mindset that you have to have if you're going to reach the promised land. Nobody gets there. The road to success is not a straight line, smooth paved road without potholes. The road is fraught with things that are going to block your way. There's going to be fire engines blocking your way. You're going to have to pull to the right. You're going to have to be in a pothole. You're going to get a flat tire. There are going to be all sorts of things that are going to happen on that road to success. And the key thing is you must keep a positive mindset. You must keep your eye on the ball. You must say, all right, this is a little bothersome issue, but this is something that I can overcome it, move forward, be positive. Remember, and this is a key thing, that successful people know, the 5%ers know that the 95%ers don't know. Failure is feedback. When you have that burning desire, the universe wants to help you, and by giving you quote unquote negative feedback, the universe is telling you, hey buddy, try another way. That's how you're going to get to where you want to go. So look at failure as feedback, not as being your undertaker. All right? It's not the death knell. Failure is feedback. Number 9, be ready. There's a story about that they tell all the time. It's called the Wally Pipp story. And those of you that are younger, or even some of you that are my age, may not know who Wally Pipp is. Wally Pipp was the first baseman for the New York Yankees around 1920 or so. All right? And he had a little injury and didn't play in a game. and a gentleman by the name of Lou Gehrig went in to take his place. And then Lou Gehrig didn't come out of the lineup for like 858 years. Okay, he played like 2,700. He held the record until Cal Ripken recently broke it for the most consecutive games played. It was like 13 years, 14 years without missing a single game. You have to be ready to step in. Tom Brady, there's another one. Drew Bledsoe, quarterback of the Patriots, got hurt. Brady, get in there. He hasn't been out since. No one's stepping in to take his place. So when you're sitting on the bench, and I'm not just talking about sports, when you're sitting on the bench in business, when an opportunity comes up, you have to be ready to step in and go. That's what propelled me in the first place into my first major success into management when I was in the insurance business. They called upon me. They needed a manager in Oklahoma City, and they said, Eli's dad, you want to go from California to Oklahoma City and get that office up and running? And I embraced it, and I went and I took it. I was ready. I was anxious. Be ready. Don't be sitting on the sideline grumbling, but be ready to rock and roll when your time comes. And number 10, embrace the power of your body language. You know, Eli, you and I, when you were a little boy, we used to play the game that you used to call fighting. You know, wanted to mix it up with me, and I wouldn't do that with you now. Okay, I think you kind of kicked my butt. But back then it was kind of easy to take you down. I mean, when you were like 7 or 8 years old and you were all full of energy and so on, and you wanted to go at it. Your mom didn't like it so well, but I like to get in there and mix it up with you a little bit. Make sure you didn't get hurt, but we would do a little fighting. And how did we always start? You would always start by going ding ding, and then when you said ding ding, you would assume a certain body position, the posture. That's what you have to do in life. When you assume that body position, that affects your attitude. The action precedes the feeling. When I'm speaking to a group of people, I like to do a little exercise where, you know, everybody comes in and they're sitting in their chairs, and I'm looking out at the audience, and they're sitting there and they've just had their coffee, and all right, they're going to sit back, they're going to take their notes. That's not what we're going to do in my seminar. In my seminar, here's the way we start. I get people up, moving, all right, until finally they're a little bit out of breath, and then when they sit down, they're energized. And not only is their body energized, but also their mind is energized, and they're more alert and they're ready to go. So get your body language speaking on your behalf. You know, when you're playing basketball and you're defending a guy, you want to be in position, all right, or like the Kung Fu guys, you know, they're always like that. Get yourself in the right body position. Get your body moving. That's going to affect your attitude. The action precedes the feeling. When we used to go knocking on doors, it wasn't like, oh boy, I'm going to go out and knock on doors today. You go out, and once you start knocking on the door and the person's on the other end, it's showtime. Hi, I'm Eli's dad. Boom, you're into it. Your whole attitude changes. But you got to get your body in position. Remember, ding ding. All right, so those are 10 ways to give yourself some confidence. Our thought for the day: no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And that's from former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.